This is a really interesting text. Mechanica, a beginner's field guide. But again, beginner's field guide to what? If you have a look at that front cover, you kind of get a clue that this is a butterfly, but it's not quite a butterfly as you've ever seen a butterfly before. So let's delve in to the colours of this text to find out what it's all about. A brief history. While readers today have not experienced a world without Mechanica, they were but a mere twinkle in a scientist's eye just over half a century ago. It is hard to believe now, but there was a time when the earth was bountiful. The seas teemed with marine life. There was an abundance of vegetation and wildlife on the land, and the ozone contained a perfect balance of natural chemical reactions. When humans began to populate the planet, their unique ability to create and use tools eventually led to the Industrial Revolution. Manufacturing processes saw the rise of coal as an energy source. But the use of such fossil fuels came at a great price to the planet. At the end of the 22nd century, Earth could no longer support wildlife. The warnings had been ignored. Corporations continued to expose the environment to chemical and radioactive waste as governments across the globe turned a blind eye. As the planet became more polluted, many Earth species began to disappear. By 2190, the public were asking questions and demanding solutions. In place of the lost wildlife species, the corporations of both the East and West began to create Mechanica. Human-created life forms designed to replace the old. These creatures not only provided a form of entertainment, but some replaced the roles of extinct wildlife. For example, the early incarnation of Interfectorum apis, a mechanical bee, was used for agriculture under controlled conditions for the propagation of vegetables and plants. So already you can see that in this text we have quite a unique kind of genre. We've got an informational text of sorts. It's quite a political text of sorts. But it's also futuristic because it's taking us into the future, but it's also reflecting on the past. And in a way, in reflecting on the past, it's teaching a lesson about the present. That if we continue to use fossil fuels, if we continue to exploit the environment, we could end up with a planet where the wildlife is dominated by these creations called Mechanica. I'm not going to read all of this text here because there's quite a lot of it, but I want to move on to show some examples of these mechanical insects that have been created in the future as a kind of lesson to us as to what future generations might experience if we're negligent. So we have here Rex Draco Musca, the king dragonfly. And down here we've got some details about it. We've got the weight, the width, the speed. This one can fly at 80 kilometers per hour, and then in brackets estimated. Sensors, acoustic and sonar, origin, England and Holland. So what are we told about Rex Draco Musca? This very rare and damaged example of a king dragonfly was discovered in the jungles of the Philippines archipelago in 2003. It is one of the first examples of Mechanica and is housed today in the London Museum of Unnatural History. Powered by a simple S90 atomic drive, it is beautiful in its simplicity. Evolving from the Dutch-designed 4800 series of dragonflies, one can see it has divested itself of the original pulse rockets in favour of the more elegant direction piston-controlled system illustrated. So What we have here then is a species of Mechanica that's been created by human beings, but the very use of the word evolve implies that it has taken on a life of its own and is now evolving into different species. Also to be noted is the refinement of the wing structure. So I don't know if you can see that very close up, but you can see the very fine detail of the wings, just as a natural dragonfly would look. This allows the creature, through sensors built directly into the wing structure, to detect threats at longer distances and navigate its environment with greater accuracy. These Mechanica are still reportedly seen in all 12 of the eastern provinces to this day, with some sighting creatures over 50 centimetres wide. This, however, remains the only collected example. So even amongst these mechanical creatures, there's the implication that they too are becoming extinct. What a terrific book that's a hybrid of different genres. Really interesting.